Right, we're going to get down and dirty today, aren't we, Tyler? We got Tyler back. Tyler's been back for, so we are having a look at a sump, hence the dirty and down, because this is what lives at the bottom of your engine. So this is off a Land Rover Discovery 4. So we have got a sump here. Now, the interesting thing on the sump is, on the Discovery 4, they changed one thing from the Discovery 3 to the Discovery 4. Yeah, do you want that torch, Tyler? Probably going to be needed. They installed one of these things. Now, it's loose because Tyler's handily loosened the bolts for me. And that is an electronic oil level gauge. Now, they work beautifully. Some people don't like them. Some of these people don't like all this modern stuff, do they, Tyler? No. They don't like, they're Luddites, aren't they? But look, this is, it's almost a thing of beauty, Tyler.
Monolith.
It is a little monolith. I might do something with the dead one of these. Right, and it's got 3 wires. Now, I've got no idea how this works, but basically, as the oil level goes up, it must report back, and I guess there's a resistance or a voltage. It's got 3 wires. Right, so what's interesting about this is these are not that expensive, but it does appear they fail. So someone has written to me and said, Simon, I'm having a nightmare. And we all have those from time to time, don't we, Tyler? And he said, I've got my Disco 4. I love it the best. Best thing ever. And we love our Disco 4 too. But he said, I've got no oil now. And he said, don't worry. Good news. It's only about £45 for one of these. So happy days. But then he took it to the dealers and the dealers are going, yeah, it's £45. But to fit it, you've got to take the sump off your car. And there's loads of stuff going out the way. And it's like a 10-hour or 6-hour job or something. And he was looking at £1,000 bill. So he said, can you just have a look? What's the crack? Now, some people are saying it could be, and we will have a look, it could be the wire. So you've got an external plug here. Obviously, it'd be worth checking that connection. That would be the first thing to check, wouldn't it, Tyler? So unplug it, put some contact cleaner in it, check that. That's the low-lying fruit there, right there. Then it obviously comes through here. Now, I guess we will inspect this carefully, but this one's working, I guess. I got this off eBay. But obviously they've put a little thing here. We'll have a look if there's any sign of wear or any exposure. It then goes to the bottom here and you can see it's bolted in. But while we were here, we thought we'd have a look at some other stuff. Because the one thing I was thinking was, could we retrofit the good old oil dipstick on this sump? That's the main reason I sort of bought this, and obviously to show you the inside of a sump. It's got to be one of the most boring videos ever, isn't it, Tyler? Simon looks inside the sump. Right. But if you look, that obviously the level can't be above this. So if we look, that I couldn't find any holes. I was rather hoping that I could use this sort of entry socket thing there. I was rather hoping I could use that, and we could 3D print a little tube that came down, and you could put a dipstick in. But I'd probably better off turning that off now. Whoa. But that isn't really happening because this is higher than the top of the electronic gauge. So, right, we are going to have a look at this. So have you got me have you got me a proper flash one here, Tyler? Oh, he's got it going backwards as well. Actually, you can have the light, Tyler. Let everyone see what's going on here. Oh, what are they, 10 mil?
8 mil.
8 mil. So let's have a look. So there we go, there's a bolt. So if you're doing this, there we go, 1, 2, 3. Now we are gonna cut into this in a second, so don't turn away. Right, so that's that. And then there's a connector here. How do you reckon
2 little squishy ears.
I ain't getting dirty, am I, Tyler? Right then. So again, that's sort of full of oil and stuff in there, but I
clean that out as well.
And you clean it out? Was it proper? So I'm gonna like cut this open in a minute. So we're gonna go to the vise. We're gonna cut that open, see if we can see what's going on, and then we're gonna try and set this one up. And we're gonna get like a jug or a bucket and put water in it or something. We could put oil in it and see if it varies. But we'll have a look what's inside that. We'll smash that open. Psh. We're butchers here. Right, but while we were here, we had a little play, didn't we, Tyler? And what else have we got? That was the one you couldn't get out so easily. What was under this one? Was there any...
I couldn't get that out either.
You couldn't get that one out either? Oh, we'll see. Right, we'll have a look. We'll take this all to bits and we'll join you and we'll have a look what's in here. Right, so here we go. What do we have here, Tyler? So
Whatever that is.
this is the filter, so we've taken this out and he's sort of strapped to that, so we'll have to cut that cable tie in a second. But if you look in the inside of there, you might have to shine the light, Tyler, there's a gauze. So that is basically picking up the oil from the bottom of the sump. You got that? Oh,
Yeah, I reckon you
just about see it. Right at the end, there's a little gauze. It's filtering it and then sucking it up, and then that goes to the engine. Right, so that's that bit. Now, to get this out, let's have a look at this bit first. And this other bit, we've got no idea, but basically there's it. It comes down from here, goes in there, along there, into this sealed chamber, and then if you look at my little finger at the bottom there, look, woo, and then it just goes out. So it's a weird little, like, holding chamber. I got no idea. If anyone's got any idea what that's all about. Right, so one thing I would recommend is changing this wire. If you're buying, I'll put the part numbers in the description. If you're buying a new one of these, thing of beauty, make sure you buy a new lead as well. I'm sure they can't be that expensive. You never know. Right then. So we are going to try and push this out. Now, a screwdriver is probably not the best tool. You probably want a bit of a blunter drift. But let's see if I can just tap that out. Whoa, he ain't moving, Tyler.
It looks like it is.
Yeah? Let me try the other side a bit. Wait, we're out. Oh, Tyler's covered in oil. Oh, it's all gone wrong.
Right there, Tyler. Right shirt.
Right, so yeah. So we will get this now we'll unclip this, right? Give us a second. Right, here we go. Let's gently cut the... Look how easy I'm being this. Cutting a cable tie with a pair of tin snips. Oh.
Never seen that before.
No. Right, and now I guess the idea is, let's hope, Tyler. Wow, look at that. We got oil everywhere here.
So how would you get that out if you... Well, it was in there.
Yeah, you're not gonna. You're never gonna get... So, right. So if you need to change this, you clearly need to take your sump out. Even if you need to change the wire, you think, that's all right, I'll get... Even if you had the hands of a tiny child, Tyler, it's cable tied at the top here. Yeah. You're not just going to rip it off, and you're certainly never going to get your hand in. There's no way of accessing that. So there we go. So that's... What did that have sealing that in there? Has it got like a little O-ring? There you go. We like O-rings, don't we, Tyler?
They're good.
Right, so Tyler's good at breaking things, so he's going to have a go at stripping down this. Oh, he's got it off. You professional, you trying to get me back?
No, in there.
What, there's nothing in there. What have we been diddled? There's nothing there. So what is the point of that cap? They could have saved the money on that cap. So there's something, clearly the wires are going up into the rest of it. Right, I reckon we're going to have to break it some more. What do you reckon? I reckon you're going to have to snap that whole top section off there, Tyler. Just smack it with hammer, go on. We'll have a look what's going. Oh, he's going large. You're a professional break, Tyler. Is there anything in that?
No, in there.
What?
Is that a little board?
Is there a little board there?
Covered in oil.
It's covered in oil.
Black.
So how does that? But there must be something going up this. There must be something. There must be something going up this shaft,
Well,
surely.
by magic, so.
But what? No, I'm confused. I've seen pictures on the internet, and it had something going up inside that. But maybe not, right? I'll investigate some more. Right, so we've taken it all apart. And what that looks like is some trickery of electronics. We put some brake cleaner on it, and we've connected the positive and negative up to a 12-volt battery here. And it's generating a voltage on the green wire that you can see. It's about 8.27. Now, when you take the reading of your oil level, you do have to wait 10 minutes after you've turned the engine off. Now, this tube that I thought there'd be some slider or something going up and down is actually, this is an anti-sloshage tube, isn't it, Tyler? We've decided. And let me put that wire down there. And what you've got, if you look carefully, you can see these little ribs here on the top. And what that obviously does is when it's put on top of there, it lets the oil go in, and obviously it finds the oil level that the sump is. And this top cap here was just a breather cap. So that's to stop oil coming in from the top. So the oil must raise. And what you don't want an oil level sensor doing is reacting too much to the general sloshage of the oil in the sump. So this must be a gradual thing to stop any sudden changes in oil level, because these grooves are quite small, so it's only going to gradually change. You're not going to see, which is going to help it. So that's how it sort of works. We might do a test now. We might put it in a bucket with some water, but we're going to have to leave it 10 minutes to see what the voltage is. I think we will see a voltage change. So we'll have a play with that and we'll report back. Right, so there we go. So what have we learned? So we've had the sump and we've got this out. We've worked out it's going to be really hard to put anything into the sump by way of a tube to create a dipstick. But how does this work? Right, I've looked up the wiring diagram. I'll put it on the screen now. And basically it seems to say that this wizardry, it does say it's ultrasonic. So it uses ultrasound like the parking sensors. And I guess what it's doing is this is full of oil, and there's a tiny little entranceway here, and this tube will be full of oil to your oil level, and it lets air in the top and the oil comes up through the bottom. And I think that's why you have to leave the engine settled for 5 minutes, because it's quite a thin engine oil entrance, because as it's slopping about, they don't want it going up and down like this because you get an erratic reading. It sort of has a thin way, so it can only go up and down slowly. Right, I've tried to test this. We've tried a couple of things, haven't we, Tyler? We've put it on a battery, we've tried voltage, resistance, and I can't get any sense out of it or a new one either. So unfortunately, I can't help you in terms of testing these, what they should be. But basically, it uses ultrasound. There's an ultrasound thing here, and it goes up. And it's also got a temperature sensor in it. But I don't know how it does all that on 3 wires, because parking sensors themselves have 3 wires. So they have a plus, minus, and a signal. So quite how it does it, I don't know. But apparently that is your engine oil temperature and oil level sensor going. They do go wrong. They're not expensive, but you've got to take the whole thing out. And I'm sorry, I haven't got a clever way of testing those or changing it or bypassing that. But I guess, what could you do? It's tricky, isn't it? You are kind of, because you can't drive a car not knowing the oil level, so you need to know that. Unless you just drained your oil and refilled it every 6 months, and then trusted that. Yeah, as long as you haven't got smoke coming out the back, hope you're all right. Anyway, so sorry I can't be more help. There we go. That is the Discovery for Range Rover Sport oil level temperature sensor thing.